All right. Hey guys, Worm here again, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the AE Phase 1 and why I recommend it over the Char Future 4 for the vast majority of players. And second of all, I want to talk a little bit about maximizing, I guess, what you can get out of a battle. And so I have a quick game here. This is actually a really fast game. The battle is like about 5 minutes long, which is kind of, you can say that's the average game nowadays. But yeah, I want to talk about that, and then I want to talk about the AE Phase 1. This is one of the reward tanks that you can pick up from the battle pass. If you reach level 145, you can pick up any of the tier 9, or not any. There's 3 options that you have. This AE Phase 1, you have the Object 777, and you also have the Char Future 4. I would not recommend the Object 777 as it's worse than both the AE Phase 1 and the Char. But yeah, this game I want to talk about why it's important, or at least if you want to get as much experience as you can, you have to kind of realize the flow of the game. And so you're going to start to realize that our team is significantly better than theirs. Even though a lot of their players are anonymized, like we've sent a lot of players to this side, and our team is kind of just retreating here. So we have to push this side, and in order to get as much or maximize your experience, you have to be front lines. That's where you're going to get the damage, and that's where you're going to get the assistance, get the spotting assistance. So you can see here, I'm trying to get some sniping shots, but really I should be pushing up to where this Object or T555A is, and this Progetto, because they're the ones who are going to get the spotting assistance for any damage that I do here. So there, I probably should have shot the T55A as he was crossing, but now you can see here, I realize I need to push up, and that's what I want to talk about. You'll see later on, I make an aggressive push, and that's ultimately what allows me to get a lot of damage and spotting assistance, which is ultimately how you can get better stats and better results in this game. So you can see here, the best way to push is not down here, as they're all camping here. So to avoid that, you just cross over here, and then there's a decent bush in this location here. And then you can spot any of the campers here, or potentially here as well. And then you can also poke up here and spot these guys. So that's why you never should push this way. You should always push around this way. So let me talk a little bit about the AE Phase 1. This is an American Tier 9 heavy tank with 4 tracks, but behaves like any other regular American heavy tank. What I would describe this as, it's you sacrifice a little bit of the DPM of the M103 to gain some armor, and I think it has similar mobility. And look here, we spot the entire nest of campers, and we're able to get a bunch of assistance. Look at that, up to 2,000 assistance here. And yeah, these TDs should have left a long time ago before I even got here, because it's pretty obvious that this is the best approach. So I think this Emil is probably a bot, or somebody who's a little bit oblivious, but we're luckily able to keep him tracked, and that's pretty much GG for him. And we're already up to 3,000, nearly 3,000 experience, and look at that, we spotted the ELC as he was trying to leave. ELC probably shouldn't have moved, but we see that our medium, you see how he's lost all his HP? That's why you don't push around this way. So we're just farming up the damage right here, trying to get another shot into this M60, but he gets taken out. And now you see, I think that looking at what they have a bunch of TDs. I think they're all camping in this area, so I'm gonna go to where I think the damage is. And that's the important thing, is predicting where you think the enemies are and trying to get your gun into that fight and firing. So this is just pretty much clean up and farming, because look at that, all these guys are just camping in this little corner area. Unfortunately for them, their tier 10s didn't really hold their weight, and their heavy with great turret armor decided to camp here and not go to the hill location where he could use his, I think it's 14 degrees of gun depression. So here I'm okay with trading my HP away for damage, which is another tip I would recommend for you guys to get more experience out of these battles, is to trade your HP for damage. This game, they kind of died so quickly that I wasn't actually able to trade my HP, but I think that in the second replay, I'll show you guys a little bit more of that trading HP to get a little bit of damage. So yeah, this is a really quick game. 4,000 damage, 3,000 spot. So let's take a look quickly at the post game. All right, here's the post game. Yep. Yeah, this is what you can see is a lot of paid actors in this game here.
Several bad puns later.
All right, second game here, and we're here on Mannerheim Line, and this is a tier 9 game, just like the last one. So we're gonna have a really great result here. I can already tell. Based on the XVM, we can see that we have this Object 705, which is probably a good player. I mean, he's similar stats to me, and then we have some inexperienced players on their team, especially considering their more heavily armored tanks. So I'm gonna try to play more aggressively here. That's my thinking. Just like last game, try to be front lines to get the damage and eventually ultimately secure the victory. And I really like this deployment because a lot of our allies are going to the north, so that means the enemies are more likely going to push into us. So that means we don't have as much pressure on us to push through here, because this is going to be a huge kill zone to try to push through. And we can see that a lot of the enemies have sent a lot of their forces here, so that's really great for us. So unfortunately, this Basante has gotten double tracked. He exposed his track a little bit too much. I'll show you what position I like to use while going up there. And I kind of make a mistake here because these guys are covering this corner for me. So I don't need to be concerned about these two guys. I need to be concerned about all of these guys. I should be shooting them while they get into position, while they're exposing their hulls. And there I tried to hit the T30 missed. And this is the optimal angle for side scraping you want to have. You should be aiming your gun over the left or right track, and that's your perfect side scraping angle. So I see M103 is not looking, and I'm able to get a shot into there. Sorry, I still had free cam enabled. So now I see this Basante is trying to poke up on me, and I make a bit of mistake here by poking up a little bit too far, and I exposed my my lower plate there. So I was actually got penned there by that M103's heat round, which is interesting why he's firing heat. And there was a big mistake there by me, kind of tunnel visioned, and now I'm tracked. But luckily the passive bonus for my repair kit enables me to get my track up relatively quickly, and I wasn't able to I took what is that, 650 damage. Still not a great trade for only doing 400. So now I'm in the realm of being two-shottable. Most tanks have about 300 to 400 alpha. So for any 400 alpha gun, I'm a two-shot. So I am very wary of taking any damage right now. And unfortunately, the Progetto hits me with HE, or fortunately, I guess, because he doesn't pen his AP round. Based on that shot there, I think AP probably would have bounced, but he easily could have hit our cupola there. And unfortunately, there we shot heat, and so unfortunately, that shell doesn't go through and do damage, but we at least track him, which is really great. I tried to get the retrack there, but it's unfortunate, and it's right on the Basante to try to push, but he needs to get to my side and start dealing damage to me, really. And now he's a one shot, and really good play on the part of our object friend here. He noticed that I'm a tier 9 tank. I'm pretty critical in this flank, and so he moved up to support me, even though I lost a bit of my HP. So I say thanks to him. And yeah, he's going to do a lot of work on this corner here. That tank is an incredible side scraper with that rear mounted turret and that 120 millimeters of side armor. So there we bounced the HE round from the Progetto. And I'm very happy to trade 361 damage for 27 HE. So he's a one-shot now. That's really great. And now the M103 fires HE, and I'm able to get a shot into his cupola. That's the one thing. That's the one issue about pushing up here, is that you're opening yourself up to multiple flanks. What they should have done is gone down here, maybe gone where the Progetto was over here, try to stay hold down, not push up here, because I'm in this position. I'm giving my allies a crossfire, and so now the Progetto dies. And we're easily able to mop up these the E75 and T30. So I'm going to focus the one shot here. And our allies are able to kill that E75 really easily. So this looks like it's pretty much in the bag. Our allies here in the north decided to push. I think they kind of... I don't know, like, you can't really fault them for pushing. But... They're kind of all over the place. Like, these guys are in a crossfire. This low is clearly not supporting. This guy's in a crossfire between these guys. So a lot of these guys are just gonna die. So yeah, but luckily they gave a distraction for us to be able to get some side and rear shots. And yeah, this Skoda kind of makes a big mistake. I think he was having a pretty good game until that critical mistake that he made right there. I guess he wanted to try to get rid of these guys, but really he should have stayed up here and he would have been able to at least harass us for a little bit before we got into this position, and then he killed him. But he was kind of in a really bad situation. His team kind of melted around him. But this T95 is going to be a very big nuisance for us to dig out. What the T95 should really do is just sit here and then, either push this low or like face his armor towards us, not YOLO this, our object 430. It's not worth it. He's giving his side away now, and now he's just gonna easy target. He's got very potent armor. What he could do is just push it forward, because this object can't come up and shoot him really, because the TDs and the artillery is going to kill him, and he's a one shot pretty much. So T95 makes a bit of a mistake there, but they still have 3 TDs and a artillery here, and I'm 455 HP, so I'm a 2-shot for the G-Sor, a 1-shot for the Scorpion, and the UDES is I'm a 2-shot for him. So I don't want to push here, and I want to make sure I'm trying to use this Raucous hold down. I don't know where I got spotted from, but luckily the UDES gets spotted here, and we're able to get a nice shot into him. And now he's a 1-shot. I don't know if Artie's reloading or something. Unfortunately, our blind shot doesn't hits the rock or the ridge. And I'm thinking, okay, this is still like decently close. We're only up by 1,000. Luckily, someone blind fires the artillery, I think. And yeah, I'm thinking they're somewhere back here, skulking around, using the bushes really well. G-Source firing gold from the beginning, so I'm thinking my lower plate's really exposed, pretty easy to hit. So luckily, Scorpion gets spotted, and we get a nice shot into him. And this is why it's important to be front lines, but also realize that you don't want to get into the range where you're 1-shottable or 2-shottable. So now the G-Sor just unloaded into our object, so I'm thinking he's around here. He could be around here, but most likely he's in this area here, using these bushes really well doing a good job. But he shot all the shells. Now he's on a 40-second reload, so we can easily just push him in and get one last shot into him. Nice. And we get some assistance as well because we're front lines. And yeah, this was more of just getting the raw damage out, showcasing the armor, and why I think this is what I recommend to get. So let's take a look at that post game. All right, guys, here's the garage, and let's see the post game. This is a first class. We got a steel wall. All right, guys, you're here in the post game. This is a first class. We got a steel wall, high caliber, and a Confederate. This was 5,145 damage for 1,284 base experience. And our Object 705 friend, who came up and helped us support our position, did really well as well. I could already tell from XVM that he was a pretty good player. So as for the enemies, yeah, the heavies, yeah, all these heavies that went over here didn't really do the best. Yeah. Let's see, 23 shots fired, 18 direct hits, 14 penetrations for 5,000 damage. And we got 2,100 blocked. And we netted 100,000 credits. And we also got 1,500 spots, so that's really great. So, yeah, this is one of the good battles that I had in this tank. And, yeah, this is kind of like one of the results that you can get in this tank, so... Yeah, let me show you my equipment setup. I run vents, rammer, and vertical stabilizer, and yeah, the consumable here I just run large because I'm trying to get some good results in this and hopefully go for mark of excellence. And yeah, let me show you the battle hits viewer. All right, guys, we're here in the battle hits viewer, which is actually one of the mod additions that you can get from Aslan's mod pack. And here we can see where we penetrated enemies. You can see, and then also where enemies shots went when they are shooting at us. So right off the bat, side scraping against the T-30. It's just like pretty much ideal side scraping. You want to line up your gun to the front of your track, and then that means it's your side is not overmatchable. Let's see, M103 heat round. Yeah, this was when I was poking that ridge. Yeah, I exposed my front a little bit too much. You really want to just not expose your lower plate at all. As you see here, this was much better poke, or I guess the G-Store probably got bad RNG because the next shot actually goes into the lower plate. Bounce a heat round off the track. Basante barely hits the lower plate. It's literally like a little bit off from not receiving any damage. And then here are all the Progetto's HE shots into the turret as well as the Basante. So as you can see, that like this angle that I'm giving him, you can't even hit that cupola pretty much. It's pretty much impossible to hit that cupola. And then if you can hide this with the ridge, you're pretty much impenetrable. Another HE round. HE, yeah, I think the Progetto did in total of maybe like 200 HE damage, really. Not necessarily the best ammo choice. Even the M103 hit directly into our weak spot here and only did 68 damage or 86 damage. So really great result here for the armor of the AE Phase 1. So that's another reason why I definitely recommend this tank. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the AE Phase 1 and what you decided to pick up. Also, before I go, don't forget to enter my giveaway here. 3 winners, choice of a Tier 8 light tank, Tier 5 premium, or a 1,250 gold. So all you have to do is comment how you discovered my channel and why you subscribed, and then your username and server. Hopefully I will be able to, I'm thinking probably sometime at the end of this month or when the battle pass ends, I'll announce the winners. So just want to get a few more comments in there, so and ensure enough of you guys have enough time to enter. I really want to give something back to you supporters and viewers. So thank you guys for watching. Warm out.